was about to say watch. They tell you how much is the
Regions are the indicators of the good environment. One more movie.
Yes, sir. Yes. Sir, ये जो आपका
There can be no sustainable development without sustainable energy development. Namaskar sir, our project is CO2 mitigation pump. The purpose of our project is to present hidden alternatives which are underrated and deserve limelight in our daily life. The materials used for this model are easily available and sustainable. As viewed from space, the Earth is both beautiful and complex, and it is changing around. But the focus is often on the rising temperature and global warming. When such salient factor as temperature changes, everything else gets affected.
In the earlier times, when the glaciers from the mountains melted well on time, which helped in maintaining the water cycle of the areas. Forests, towns, and villages which are dependent on the glaciers for the water developed properly without facing any scarcity of water. And
Due to the increasing urbanization, industrialization and growing population, people have started cutting trees for their own use and to fulfill their needs. Usage of vehicles like cars and trucks, it actually causes a lot of pollution which actually affects the atmosphere, and all these activities result in the cause of global warming.
global warming is basically the rising temperature in the atmosphere of Earth.
Now many industrial processes like whatever there is burned or generated, it causes a lot of pollution. And now let's come to the outcome.
Covering all the problems, now we can expect the upcoming outcome. In our Purans, Granthas, everywhere it is evident that Kaliyuga will come and one day we will face it. We can't avoid it, but we can postpone it. So we have come up with an idea to avoid the same problem.
Now that we have talked about all the problems that we are facing, let's talk about the solution. We have come up with one such solution, which is electricity produced off from algae. Algae, as we know, is a eukaryotic organism which contains chlorophyll and hence can trap sunlight. So there are various types of algae, but the ones that we are specifically talking about here is microalgae. So the thing about algae is, like other plants, it does not require any particular climatic conditions or any particular land space to grow upon. It can basically grow anywhere. It just requires nutrients, sunlight and wastewater to grow upon. So as it grows on saline blackish water, we have demonstrated here that the nourishment of algae is taking place with the help of the waste products which are coming out from the washrooms. Here we have demonstrated our school, the Gurukul building. Hopefully in the near future we can power it using algae panels, completely power it. Now there are, these are algal blooms which are used as carbon capture sites. Now algae panels, now in these panels we will, carbon dioxide is fed into the liquid for its growth with sunlight. So now they will perform photosynthesis and it will produce oxygen, heat and biomass. Oxygen will be captured and released into the building. Then the other two byproducts, which is heat and biomass. So biomass is further used as fuel and it can be cleaned out regularly and then used as well. But then the second byproduct, which is heat, is sent off through water and into a thermoelectric generator where the heat is turned into electricity. We will learn about that in the next module, how it is turned into electricity. And then the water which is left off after the cultivation and harvesting of algae is sent to the water tank in which it is purified and then used for irrigation as well. So there is no water or any resources that are wasted. Also, we have window panels here with algae inside of them. They provide shade from the sun. So this building is completely powered and generating electricity with the help of algae.
It was all small scale. Let's think big and go for a large scale model. So here we have a algae whole farm of algae. Here we are cultivating and harvesting algae individualized in a pattern where algae is cultivated and harvested simultaneously. Moving further, we have here biomass production by the help of process of respiration. Sometimes people think algae does not respire, but we have an evident thing. Here we can see the water bubbles forming. This is very evident here that algae can respire, and the process of algae respiration creates a bioproduct which is often stated in the same model, that is biomass, and also oxygen as the bioproduct which is helped out in warmth. Here the biomass is moved further in microbial fuel cell. We will learn about it later. Here the panels are the same thing, are the same panels we use there, the algae panels. It works on the same principle but in a very large scale as a solar panel so that it can generate electricity. As algae is the simplest form of plant, it has chlorophyll, and chlorophyll is very responsible for the trap of sunlight. So it traps the sunlight and then generates electricity. Now, as we know that algae is not that dramatic, so we can cultivate and harvest algae even in a small scale like laboratory. So here we have cultivated and harvested algae in test tubes. Here the cultivated harvested algae produce a biomass which is produce a byproduct which is biomass, which is further used in the microbial fuel cell. Here, pardon us sir, but we don't have an actual model because it is not very technically accessible to us. We are using the demo, how it can work. We have two electrodes here. And here electrodes play a very crucial role because it can make or break the circuit. So on the green thing which you are seeing is the biomass, which is used as a reactant, which is responsible for the electron flow, and hydrogen ions are flowed. Here the small layer of semi-permeable membrane is responsible for only the flow of electrons and ions, which we are studying in a lot of fuel cells, hydrogen cells. It works on the same principle. Now let's get back to basics and understand how it is actually going on. So like fuel cell, fuel is the reactant and it undergoes chemical reaction and form to generate electricity as a byproduct. Same hydrogen fuel cell, we have hydrogen as our reactant and then it undergoes processes and forms electricity. Microbial fuel cell undergoes the same process, but here we have biomass as a reactant which undergoes reaction by the help of bacteria as a catalyst and generates electricity. Let's understand it in depth. Now here the traditional bioenergy, biomass is conserved, undergone combustion and produce heat and then generate electricity. Biomass can also work on the same thing if we use bacteria electrogen. We can use the same thing, combustion or bacteria. So the bacteria can work on the same process in the absence of O2 and then produce energy. This is an anaerobic process. We are learning about the same bacteria process anaerobically since our junior classes. So here is the O2 and small amount of compounds are there. Let's understand the structure of the form and the dynamic form of the same process. We have a SPM mix only allows electrons and ions to flow. Here in the anode part, no oxygen is allowed to flow, but in the cathode we are forcing oxygen to go in. Biomass is fed on by the electrogen catalyst as a catalyst, and electrons are flowed into the cathode. Then the hydrogen is released and the oxygen comes into it, and the bulb glows brightly.